It is time! The NFL season finale is this week! So many playoff implications, so many questions answered. How can we keep track of it all? Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. There are going to be 16 games. I'll tell you which ones actually mean something and which ones you're going to want to watch. Here we go! Welcome to Marv on Air. If it's your first time here, I don't know how you ended up here, but I'm thankful you did. If you've been here before, you're a real one. And y'all know the drill. If you enjoy the content, liking and subscribing helps me more than you know. Now let's figure out what to look for this weekend. All right, a little bit of a different graph today than what we're used to. It's going to be going on two different axes. Our left to right indicates just how important the game is. In some games, winner goes to the playoffs. In others, both teams are already eliminated. Doesn't matter. And then going up and down, we have just how watchable the game will be. Some games, not really going to be a great use of your time watching them. Other games, on the other hand, all that cleaning you said you got to do, put it off. Sit down, tune in. You can't miss this. I won't be ranking each team individually. It's the games we're going to be looking at here. With that being said, let's get it started. Game number one starts on Saturday. We've got Ravens-Steelers. Divisional matchup weekend. This is going to be absolutely insane, but this game, not exactly up to that caliber. The Ravens have already clinched the 1 seed. They're not playing for anything here. And while the Steelers' playoff hopes are still alive, they can even get in if they lose. They still need help if they win. In a vacuum, obviously, any NFL football is better than none. It'll be the only game on. Obviously, I'm going to recommend it because it's the only game on, but I don't think this is one you need to leave your in-laws' 22nd anniversary for. There are playoff implications on the line, but the Steelers need help anyway. The Ravens are already locked up. I don't think this is the most important game, but Mason Rudolph could pop off for like another 400 yards, so I guess it's a little bit higher than don't watch. This game was certainly helped by being played on Saturday, though. Next up, we've got Texans-Colts. Saturday Night Football, baby. And this game is actually really kind of a big deal. It's winning in for both teams. Nobody expected either of these teams to be on the board where they are at this point in the season. So because they're not juggernauts, I'm not saying you have to leave your kids unattended in the middle of the road to watch this game, but the importance is so great, and it's going to be awesome to see either of these two teams in the playoffs. I'm going to put them right here because I don't know how much more important it gets than both teams win and you're in, and it'll be exciting to see either team clinch their playoff berth. Next up, we've got a classic AFC North showdown between the Browns and the Bengals, and this one is not nearly as exciting. The Browns are locked into the 5 seed, can't go up or down, and the Bengals, well, they've been eliminated. This game is as pointless as it gets, and while, yes, I do want to see what the Browns can do in the postseason, this doesn't affect that at all, and this game is in the noon slate. I wouldn't recommend tuning into this game at all. All right, going from the AFC North to the NFC North, next up, Lions-Vikings. The Lions are all but virtually locked into the 3 seed here. However, if they win and the Cowboys and Eagles both lose, they'll end up with the 2 seed. Very unlikely, considering who the Eagles and the Cowboys are playing, but not impossible, so there is some incentive for the Lions to win here. However, for the Vikings, a win is necessary if they want anything to do with this postseason. But the amount of help they need is ridiculous. They need to win, Seattle needs to lose, Green Bay needs to lose, and then either Tampa Bay or New Orleans needs to lose. Now, you telling me that that's probable? It's not impossible, but I wouldn't put my money on it. So considering how unlikely it is that either of these teams move, it's not exactly the most important game. There are things riding on it, but they're very unlikely. However, with something to play for, we could get a good game out of this. Look, the Vikings riding the Lions. Probably won't be what happens this weekend, but okay, next up. Jags at Titans. This game's relatively big for the Jags. You win and you win the South, and the Titans have been eliminated, so it doesn't really mean anything to them. I don't think this will be a very good game to watch, but it definitely does mean something. I'm okay putting these guys here. Obviously, this game is important to the Jags, but it's not important to the Titans at all, other than guys keeping their jobs, I guess. And out of all the games, this has got to be one of the lesser ones I'm excited to watch. It sounds like Trevor Lawrence will be back, though, so keep an eye out for that. Next up, we've got a little bit of a poop bowl here. Jets at Patriots, and yeah, I really can't think of a reason for you to watch this game. Both teams eliminated from the playoffs. Trevor Siemian's going to be the quarterback for the Jets, and I'm pretty sure the Patriots will go with Zappy. This game means absolutely nothing to anyone besides people who want to keep their jobs. I'm not going to keep repeating that. It applies to everyone. And these two teams, especially in this matchup, are just horrible to watch. Final score prediction, 6-14. I don't know who wins it, but take the under. Next up, we have a bit of an interesting game. The Falcons will be traveling to the Superdome to take on the Saints, where the winner can take the South if the Buccaneers lose, and the Saints can still actually squeak into the playoffs even if they don't win the South. So in this game, just because you win does not mean you're in, but obviously it helps your chances. Both teams are technically still alive. However, it is an NFC South matchup, and like I say every single video, you guys know how I feel about those guys. I would say this game is pretty important, a little bit more important than the Jags because both teams are alive and slightly more watchable, but yeah, I don't know about putting them there, but who knows? I mean, NFC South matchups tend to be close Bills. As crappy as the game is, it might be fun to watch the end of it. And next up, the other NFC South matchup is going to be Bucs Panthers. Panthers obviously have absolutely no reason to even wheel out anyone into this game. Completely eliminated. I mean, they already gave the one pick to the Bears. However, the Bucs, if they win, will be the South champions. So technically, this matchup has the exact same weight as the Jags-Titans game. One team winning in, one team completely eliminated. However, I think the Buccaneers will be slightly more fun to watch than the Jags. I mean, maybe because it's the Panthers, they'll beat down on them. Also, the Panthers, you know, in the NFC South, I don't know. The NFC South just makes no sense to me, so that's where I'm putting them for now. They might get moved later. Next up, we've got a pretty exciting matchup between the Packers and the Bears. In Lambeau, the Packers control their own destiny. It's winning in for the Cheeseheads, and Chicago, while eliminated, does need to use this game to see what they think of Fields. What are they going to do with the one pick, and how do they manage this team in the future? So this game is relatively important, and honestly, these games are pretty fun to watch. These logos are the exact same shape. It's like a mini snowman. Yeah, these games usually end up being pretty good between these two. I would check it out. Maybe for the first half, I would assume the Packers pull away here, but the Bears have kind of been on a roll too since Fields got back. I'm okay with putting these guys here. Okay, here we go. So we've got Broncos at Las Vegas next. And while both of these teams are eliminated, so it's very similar to the Patriots Jets, I'm interested to see what will happen with both these teams moving forward. Quarterback situation, Devontae Adams, heck, even the wide receivers in Denver. We could be looking at big changes, and I think that this game could give us a bit of a roadmap. Pointless, yes, but Antonio Pierce, Jarrett Stidham, lot of prove-it opportunity in this game. Okay, next up, we've got Eagles, Giants. Eagles recently have been slipping up, so they no longer control their destiny to the division. They need a win and a Dallas Cowboys loss to claim that title, and then obviously the Giants are eliminated, so I'm not saying we should not miss this game, but I do have a lot of things that I'll be looking for. Can they turn their defense around? Fix some of these major problems they've been experiencing the last few weeks? Or will their play be more indicative of a first-round exit? Only time will tell, but I'll probably keep my tabs on that one. Next up, we have Seahawks, Cardinals. A game that holds some weight, but not a whole lot. Cardinals, completely eliminated. Kyler Murray will not play in this game. It will be a Jeff Driscoll, and the Seahawks can get in with a win or a loss. Obviously, with a win, they need a little bit less help, but I would say this game holds about the same amount of importance, considering both the Steelers and the Seahawks need help. I can, however, say that I'd be more excited to watch a Cardinals team that's jockeying for that second overall pick than a Steelers team who's been turning it on and could definitely make noise if they get in. Okay, only 4 games to go. If you've made it this far, you're one of the few. Shout out to you. If it weren't for you, I don't know what I would do. I can't rap. What am I even doing? Regardless, let me know which game you're most excited to watch. Does your team have any playoff implications? And if you want to confuse the people who haven't watched this far, use the word salad in your comment below. Okay, back to it. Sorry, I just love that. All right, we got Chiefs Chargers next. Chiefs are locked in at the 3 seed, so not a lot going on there. We know Patrick Mahomes will be sitting. It'll be Blaine Gabbert quarterbacking the Chiefs this weekend, and the Chargers have been eliminated. Not a whole lot going in this game. I would say this game is pretty close to pointless, considering we'll see a lot of backups in this. I guess it holds a little bit more weight because if the Chiefs get injured, then that would be really bad. But yeah, I wouldn't exactly recommend that game. Our next game is yet another example of that. Rams will be heading to the 49ers, where McVay has already announced that players such as Stafford, Kyron Williams, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, stars of the Rams, will be out, and I would assume Puka will be taking only a few snaps until he breaks that rookie receiving record, because he's only like 30 yards away. McVay's a real one if he lets him get there. So yet another completely pointless game. Yet another pair of weird logos that I can't really match up. I'm going to put this one a little bit higher on the watch list because watching Puka break that record would be really cool. But as soon as that's done, I mean, they'll probably end up, kind of in between this kind of thing going on. Next up, we have a bit more of an interesting game than you would expect. The Cowboys will be traveling to Washington, and this game means nothing for the Commanders. They're completely eliminated, but the Cowboys, with a win, will clinch the East. So this holds some weight, and I personally don't want to miss this. To me, I just want to see if the Cowboys can win on the road or not. It's the Commanders. Yes, they're not good at football, but if the Cowboys slip up on the road to the Commanders, then we have to be ready for a divisional round or earlier exit. Because if they lose, they might not get the division title, yada, yada, yada. Boom! Wild card exit. You see how that works? And now, a match that will be absolute cinema. Dolphins at Bills. Obviously, the Dolphins are already in. If they win this, they get the division title. Great. If not, they're not eliminated. It's fine. But the Bills, however, if they win, they get the division title. Perfect. If they lose, they need either Pittsburgh or Jacksonville to lose, or else they're out of the playoffs. They win, they're the 2 seed. They lose, they could be out of the playoffs. Crazy situation going on here. I think it's pretty clear we're going absolute top right. This is Sunday Night Football as well, so Sunday scaries are gonna have to wait. Grab yourself a plate of buffalo wings, sit down, enjoy the couch, no distractions, zoned in on the game, and I couldn't ask for a better NFL season finale. Obviously, we got the playoffs and the Super Bowl and blah, 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 blah. Let me know, do you agree? I appreciate every single one of you for watching, especially if you made it this far. Like and subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in the next one.